Hola! Hola! Me llamo Mitch. Non-stop. Ben. Or making obscene gestures with the hula hoop. Ben.
No promises.
It'll immediately be confiscated. The washrooms are located by the main doors you just walked in through, and I pray you don't have to use them, but there are fire exits on each side of the area here. The DJ is located in a loft at the top of those stairs. So, if you want to vote for the NDP and you want to join the Argentinian football fan club, you can go up those stairs. In other words, do not go up those stairs. I can't make that clear now. You may see Courtney or Sebastian running up there with photography pictures, but for the rest of us, there's a little station located at the bottom of the stairs where you can make some requests, should you so choose. And with that, I of course need to acknowledge that we are gathered here today to recognize something magical, something that has seemingly disappeared in our society, something so rare and beautiful. We have come together to partake and share in the joy it gives off. I am talking, of course, about the Toonie Bar.
Hello.
It's located towards the back of the room. His maid of honor has been Courtney's best friend and partner in crime since 1994. Morgan is currently living in Saskatoon, spending time with her boyfriend Lee, and finishing up her final weeks of her bachelor's of nursing degree from the University of Regina. Camila is Sebastian's older sister. However, Courtney and Cammy were actually friends before Sebastian came into the picture at all. Courtney first met Cammy at Arbor Lake back in 2008 through Anna. A few months later, they would realize that their lives would intertwine further when Sebastian and Courtney started dating. Cammy is now living abroad in York, United Kingdom, completing her Master's of Public Health and living with her English boyfriend, Andy. Anna and Courtney have known each other since they were 14 years old. They met in grade 8 at St. Ambrose and grew up together, spending many of their days at Arbor Lake jumping off the dock or skating. No matter the distance or changes, Courtney and Anna remain friends throughout each stage of their busy lives. Anna currently works as a mechanical engineer for Canada Pipelines, has 1 million plant babies, and lives with her boyfriend Marcus, who recently relocated from Germany. Courtney and Danae met in 2015 at a Halloween party when Danae and Tanner first started dating. Although it was Tanner who ultimately brought them together, Danae and Courtney quickly bonded over their love of cats, wine, and the Bachelor franchise. Danae is currently working on her PhD in psychology at the University of Calgary and busy preparing for her own wedding with Tanner in October of this year. And then, of course, the gentleman. For a few short years, Seb's life was perfect. only boy in the family, had a peaceful relationship with Cammy, and was Moné's favorite. Enter Hurricane Tomas. Seb and Tomas are about as opposite as it gets, but together they make a pretty dangerous whole. They shared a bedroom until the day Tomas moved away for university, literally. You can fact check that. And Seb moved in with Courtney. And Tomas is actually responsible for 90% of Seb's hospital visits over the years. Benny, or Benjamin, or Bennett, has been an honorary Matrona child since 2002. Ben and Sebastian met in grade 6 as co-founders of the Homework Club, which is the ironically named after-school club for those children that did not ever finish their homework. And in the years to come, they bonded over their love of building dangerous stuff. In 9th grade, they put Tomas through an intensive driving 101 course, where he got the family minivan and pulled them around in the snow, making them a, half human, half machine dog sled of sorts.
I was 12.
Ben is living proof that the boys are never too old for 2 a.m. WrestleManias.
Oh, yeah, brother.
If Seb is a 50-year-old man in a 27-year-old body, Tanner's about 85. Needless to say, the two of his souls have been a perfect match. Tanner and Seb met in grade 8 when Tanner moved from Saskatoon, but their friendship really took off in high school because that's when they discovered girls, 40-ounce beer bottles, and 90s rap. They still love 2 of those things, but you'll have to guess which 2. Like we said, Danae is marrying Tanner this October. Danae, we're sorry. That leaves me. I'm going to warn you now, this introduction is a little bit longer than the rest of them. Because I was in charge of time allocation and it just made sense to me, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit of a story here about when Seb and I met. And it was in grade 7, and we had this floor hockey tournament. It was a school-wide floor hockey tournament called the Viking Cup. And it was everybody's first year in the school, so we were all like scrambling to get our teams together and trying to figure out who's on this team, and if this guy's on this team, then who goes over here with this guy. And so eventually, right before the tournament started, we had it mostly figured out. And I say mostly because one person didn't actually end up on a team. It was Seb. And so like everybody, Seb wanted to go play on a floor hockey team. And one day, somebody else who's on my team comes up and says, "Hey, that guy signed up for a floor hockey team, he just put himself on." And I look over and it's Seb, who I have no idea who this is at this point, really, other than a vague kind of understanding from seeing around the school. And normally, like, I wouldn't have any issue with an extra person on the team, like, it's just an advantage if anything. But there was one problem. I had seen Seb play before in gym class, and he wasn't any good. Like, at all. If I was still doing the English-Spanish thing, I'd probably say something like, Seb had a slap shot that could hit the surface of the moon in an instant. And then in Spanish I'd say, provided he was already standing on the surface, there wasn't much movement to it. So anyways, I go and see the gym teacher who's in charge of this floor hockey tournament. And I'm like, "Hey, Mr. Rubicki," that was his name, obviously. I heard there's an extra person on our team. And he's like, "Yeah, but honestly, I don't think it's a big deal, like no one's really gonna care." And I'm like, "Well, Mr. Rubicki, you can't just start making exceptions for anyone. Like, everybody's gonna want extra people on their team. It's just not gonna be fair." And he's like, no, we're like, I need to look there. And then I cut him off. I said, no, we're full. And he said, wasn't on our team. And I know what you're thinking. That's not a very nice story to tell at his wedding. But I made it up to him. Fast forward, we're in grade 9. It's 2 years later. We've been friends all of grade 8 and all of grade 9 up to this point. And we enter a day of grade 9. It doesn't really seem like it's going to be that different than any other, but there was one difference. We had a French test that afternoon. And at this point, I'd like to just give a quick shout out to Mr. Michael Siglet. He's sitting towards the back there. And I'm giving a quick shout out because Mike and I are sitting next to each other, and we're sitting towards the back of the room, and there was no teacher in sight, but what was in sight was the answers to this afternoon's entire French test. And so, long story short, we stole all the answers. This was Mike and I mean, it was mostly Mike. The answers are written in my book, but what does that mean? Anyone can put those there. Okay, it's circumstantial, really. And then so, anyways, long story short, everyone aces this French test because, the answers circulated around. And, 2 days later, our teacher sits us all down and she doesn't look particularly happy. And that's because somebody in our class told the teacher that everyone everyone had these answers already, had passed them throughout the class. And so she said to the whole class, you all did well, but I was expecting this to be the reason. So anyone who had any involvement in this answer stealing fiasco, please raise your hand. And so Mike just put his hand up right away. He just knew it was I'm not going to try and argue my way out of this one. And in the corner of my eye, I see Seb, eyes the size of dinner plates, skin pale white, soaking wet, just slowly raising his hand up because he knows he's going to be in trouble. And this is surprising to me because I didn't even think he used the answers. But I knew what I had to do at this point. With all my courage, I slowly raised my hand and then just did one of these. And I got away with it scot-free. And so I got 2 weeks of detention. And I realize now that I pitched this as a story where I redeemed myself and it's about the redemption of our friendship. And it's not. But what does, kind of occur to me over, having gone all these years and seeing Seb sit up there, on his wedding day, that through the start of that friendship, at some point there was probably a thank you in order that really hadn't taken place. So, like I said, feel on Seb's wedding day, finally stand here, look him in the eyes, and say, Seb, you're welcome. It's a little poem I wrote, super serious poem. I worked really hard. So if you see me if you think I might about to start laughing or something, it's just the emotion getting to me. Here's to those to my left who we simply can't help but love. Here's to those who live lives some can only dream of. Here's to those that keep us warm with their kindness and passion. Here's to those that attract stares with their elegance, their fashion. Here's to those forever healthy, wealthy, and wise. Here's to those whose mere presence ensures. Let me just start over again. Here's to those whose mere presence ensures time always flies. Here's to those we find captivating, like we're trapped in a web. But enough about Courtney, here's also to Seb. Okay, and with that, I can say that we're about ready to start dinner here. But before we do that, I am going to call Anna up on stage, and she's going to read Grace for us.
What do you want to be?
Good evening, everyone. Buenas tardes. In continuing with the poem theme, my blessing is also in the form of a poem. It's not funny, but it was written from the heart. So here goes. With full hearts and friends so dear, we've witnessed a great love. With travelers from far and near, and those from up above. With thanks we share this meal tonight, into the wedded pair will toast. With memories nothing but bright, and stories we can boast. Courtney and Seb, may love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home. May good and faithful friends be yours wherever you may roam. May peace and plenty bless your world and joy that long endures. May all life's passing seasons bring the best to you and yours. Enjoy your meal, everybody. Village.
Go ahead, start over, Ali.
And so with that, I will call the head table to go ahead and start getting their meals. Everyone else is going to sit tight and mingle for a bit, and I will come up here and let you know which table will be headed up to buffet at which time. To the podium, our first speaker. Presenting his toast to the room, I'd like to bring up the best man, Tomas Matrana.
Hello everyone. You all look extremely beautiful tonight. I know, I look very beautiful too. Okay, so, hold on, take this off here. Man, she did this so smoothly. Here we go. Okay, so, you all may know me as Courtney's best friend and fashion inspiration. But, for those who don't know, I'm also Sebastian's younger brother and self-proclaimed best friend and fashion inspiration. When my brother asked me to be his best man, I wasn't necessarily surprised, as this is something that is done traditionally. But I wanted to sit down and reflect, and really look back and make sure that I was deserving of this title. After some thinking, and some thinking, and some thinking, it all came back to me. Granted, it may have taken a little bit of extra thinking due to the many head injuries that were bestowed upon me by my dearest brother. But that's kind of where our story starts anyways. You see, me and Seb are a year and a half apart in age. We're both super high energy boys. We both love Lord of the Rings, Pokemon, and in its time, WWE wrestling. If you're not seeing a pattern here, I'll tell you. We love to beat the shit out of each other, out of our friends, and out of our cousins. I could go on literally for hours telling you about the time that Sebastian shot an arrow right through my cheek, or the sword that I threw at him that got stuck in his head, or the time that Sebastian decided to ram a baseball bat into my face, breaking my now perfect nose. Shout out to my plastic surgeon. And any of my cousins, Ashley, or these boys sitting beside me, can tell you hours of stories of trampoline wars, tennis wars, trampoline WrestleManias, and being locked in our deep freezer and tortured by yours truly. But I think we've all moved on from that now, right? Anyways, so the point I'm trying to make here is that it doesn't take long to look back at our childhood and see that throughout everything, every move to a new country, every new sport, every afro, everything, we were always together. It was me and Seb conquering and terrorizing our world like the Legolas and Gimli that we knew that we were. Between us, he thinks he's Legolas, but we all know him way cuter. Come on. As we got older, we started to develop into our own individual ways of being. The Spark Notes version of this would be that Seb was a jock, he was a smart and responsible one, his integrity and values, unshakable. His honor, intact. Me, on the other hand, maybe more the black sheep, definitely not the jock, and in my youth, probably not the most responsible kitten in the litter. So, in summation, I was a shithead, and Seb was my beacon of hope. Our teen years didn't come without our fights and arguments. But I mean, we were two boys sharing a room until our 20s. That's a pretty tight space for two big boys who literally don't want to get in the shower first every morning. Growing up, I always kind of gave this persona that I was the ladies' man of the family. Girls, I saw your tricks, but the joke's on you, alright? But like I mentioned earlier, Seb was a mature and level-headed one. And I guess this is why he was able to figure out his priorities so fast. Because it was within our first year of high school, when he was in grade 12, that our lives would change forever. One night, after some high school party, where I got too drunk and was probably hiding from my mom in my bedroom, in my tiny little pink American Apparel underwear, this beautiful blonde vision walked into my life. And I'm not talking about Ryan Gosling dyeing his hair bleach blonde that year, although that's a blonde vision that Courtney and I spent hours drilling over, literally. But I'm talking about the night that Courtney walked into my house and into my life. We're all here because we know wholeheartedly that Seb and Courtney are soulmates. But tonight, I have a confession. Court, the first night I met you, I thought we were soulmates. I mean, listen guys, all of a sudden, I had this beautiful blonde woman who loved to indulge in things that I loved. Who else in my family is going to stay up all night with me talking about Big Brother, the Kardashians, and the never-ending question of will they, won't they, Justin and Selena. It really was an instant connection between the two of us. And before I knew it, it was like I had a new best friend. Our love for reality TV, entertainment, and for each other developed from something that was just all-night gossip sessions to something much deeper than that. As my career led me towards television, and I began to work on some of the shows that we used to stay up all night talking about, Courtney went from being my best friend to my biggest fan. It is always Court who is the first to call me after one of my shows airs. It's always Court and Seb that watch every single one of my projects and call me right after to get the inside scoop. Court has supported me and encouraged me in my career, and consistently reminds me that what I do, although sometimes may seem kind of vapid, is important. And I want to take this time to tell you the same thing, Court. I want to tell you something that you must know, but I want to announce it to everyone. I am also your biggest fan, man. I love you. You came into our family at a time. You came into our family at a time where a lot of things were changing. We were growing up, and although we didn't know it at the time, we really needed you. With every bright white smile, every giggle, and every moment that you spent helping each one of us through something, or just being there to listen, you made us stronger. Your individual connection with each one of us made our family unit stronger and brighter in ways that we genuinely didn't even know was possible. Most importantly, you gave authentic and unshakable love to our stoic, always logical Sebastian. And in doing so, you brought a little teddy bear out of him. My brother, the soon-to-be lawyer, my brother, the deep philosopher, was now also my brother Marvin, and my brother Pichu, and my brother Sweetie Baby Sugar Honey, and literally any other cutesy nickname under the sun. So, Court, much like you remind me that what I do is important, I want to take this moment to remind you that what you do every day by loving my brother and loving my family is extremely, extremely important to all of us. You are our sixth Metrana, and without you, our family just is not a family. Okay. Before I wrap this up, getting a little emotional, I want to bring it back to the man who taught my brother and I how to be the men we are today. Anyone who knows me knows that I really, truly idolize my father. My dad lives his life putting love above everything else. He is warm, loyal, patient. He is rational and ambitious and logical, but he's also passionate and understanding. To me, he really, honestly is the perfect man. And when I look in this room today, and I look for a pillar of humanity and love, I don't just see one, I see two. Sabi, when I look at you, I see all of these things. I see a man who lives his life with passion and kindness. I see a man who is always ready to love his family, his friends, and most importantly, love his wife. I look at you both, and literally all I see is love. Everything here is love. So I just want to take this moment to thank you both for gathering us all here today and reminding us of what matters most. That love is extremely contagious, and it always wins. Now please, on behalf of all of us, do us all a favor and give me some nieces and nephews. I think we can all drink to that, ladies and gentlemen, to the bride and groom.
For those who don't know me, I'm Morgan. I'm the little sister of the maid of honor and the stunning bride tonight. I'm so glad that we get to celebrate today with so many family and friends. So let me tell you a little bit about Courtney and I growing up. So we originally met in July 1994 when I stole her spotlight by being born one day before her birthday. So for a couple of years, Courtney couldn't quite figure out why her birthday came after mine when she was older than me. But then when she was 20, she figured it out. Growing up, I didn't really learn how to talk because Courtney spoke mostly for me and continuously bossed me around. To this day, Courtney admits to being the queen. And we all know why she chose Elizabeth as her confirmation name. We spent a lot of time playing Barbies, building houses and forts, and making people sit through 2-hour-long dance concerts at home, with me laughing the whole entire time and copying every single dance move Courtney's. We also had tons of polka nights with Mom and Dad while watching Lawrence Welk. And we actually did take real lessons, dance lessons, piano lessons, and played basketball and took swimming lessons, where both of us were lifeguards. Mom had to put that one in. I remember when Courtney and I would wear bonnets watching Little House on the Prairie with Dad. It was often way past her bedtime, and Mom was often at work late. And when she got home, we quickly ran up to bed and pretended we were sleeping, but would always burst out into laughter when we got caught. Dad was always sent to the woodshed, though. Whenever we were fighting, Mom would send us to our rooms for about 5 minutes, and then we'd come out and high five, touch, elbows, hip check, and butt bump, and then we would be friends again. We liked sleeping together, and Courtney always had to have her arm or her leg always touching me in, so that she knew that I was there. Several mornings, though, she woke up to my butt and her face. One us was that Mom and Dad made that there was no singing at the table because Courtney was always singing. She even wrote a song about her collection of Beanie Babies called Beanie Baby Rock. We spent also a lot of time harmonizing to Reba McEntire. We have had a lot of great opportunities and memories to travel together with family and friends, and just the two of us. Disneyland, Disney World, Mexico, Costa Rica, Cuba, Nashville, just to name a few. And I'm very grateful and hope to continue these adventures together. As for the groom, he is handsome, smart, witty, charming. Sorry, Seb, you'll have to clarify this. I can't read your handwriting. When the bride and groom first met, as you know, it was at a Halloween party in high school. They both dressed up as superheroes. And I remember Courtney telling me that Sebastian kept saying how amazing her hair smelled. It smelled like strawberries. Fast forward to them FaceTiming me from Chile and me bawling my eyes out because they were finally engaged. After 9 years. Seb, you are really the luckiest man in the world. Courtney, there is really no words to describe how much you mean to me or how happy I am that you have found the love of your life. You have always been there for me as a role model and my best friend and my favorite travel buddy, and I can always rely on you if I need a shoulder to cry on or someone to laugh at my lame jokes. As for the future together as a happy couple, I hope you can look up to our true role models, Mom and Dad, who have been married for 28 years. And I hope you can continue to laugh, love, and live out your new adventures together. My advice is just to never stop searching for new ways to make each other smile each day. And with that, I want to thank Sebastian for putting a big, beautiful smile on my sister's face. And Courtney, I will always be your Cindy with an S, and you will always be my Sheila Shlaka. So with that, please join me in toasting to the most beautiful bride who I am so proud to call my sister, to Courtney. And one more, sorry. And again to the beautiful couple. Love you guys.
Good evening, dear family and friends. Most of you know us, but for those who don't, we are Seb's very proud parents, Monia and Hernan. We, the Maturana Palacios family, including our son Tomas and our daughter Cami, would like to thank you everyone for joining us in celebrating Court and Seb's love and commitment to each other on this very special day, which marks a very important chapter of the amazing journey they started 9 years ago. As you probably imagine, today is a very emotional day for us, and we are very excited to share it with you. We all come from different backgrounds and places, but have something very important in common. Our deep love for Court and Seb, and our wish for them to have a lifelong happy marriage filled with love and joy. We would like to thank everyone who traveled such long distances to celebrate with us, and also those who wish they were here today but could not make it due to unavoidable circumstances. They have sent their best wishes to Kurt and Seb and are sharing this celebration with us from the distance.
Good evening, everyone. As most of you know, we came from Chile in July of 2001 after a 2-year stay in Mexico. We were welcomed by our first Olympic week and a great and very short Calgary summer. At the time, Seth was only 10 years old and was very excited to get to know this country and make new friends. He enrolled in Monsignor Doyle Elementary School, and shortly after, he was fluent in English, playing different sports, enjoying the outdoors and snow that came in October, but most importantly, had a really nice group of friends. Before we knew it, we had a full house with frequent visitors, like Ben, who you could see having coffee in his boxers while reading the newspaper at dawn in our kitchen table. Or Tanner and Mitch, watching endless tournaments on TV, while emptying large bags of chips at light speed. We've seen Seth develop lifetime friends. We're here today witnessing Seth and Court commit to each other. Thank you guys for being part of our family and always being there for Seth.
Time flew by, and without realizing how, one day our Seth became a grown man who has made us immensely proud. Seth is a very bright, handsome, loving, and caring young man who has brought so much happiness and laughter to us. It seems like yesterday when we took him to daycare for the first time in Concepcion, Chile, where he cried non-stop for hours, or when he was chasing Tomas all over the house to give him some probably well-deserved brotherly love. And today, he just got married. Seth, we love you so much. One day, 9 years ago, Seth brought Corny into our lives. It was over a dinner at our house that we had the opportunity to meet the ever-smiling, gorgeous, young Court who had captured Seth's heart. They seemed so happy together and so connected that it was quite obvious to us that they had something really special going on. Since then, we've shared together so many moments and adventures with Corny. We've traveled together to Chile, Mexico, the US, and within Canada. We played endless hours of board games and laughed over cooking contests. We've gone hiking, skiing, biking, and snorkeling. We've drank lots of pisco sour and eaten many delicious empanadas and ceviches. We've shared many birthdays, Christmases, New Year Latin parties, and we've had tons of fun together.
Through all of this, Court, we've gotten to know you and love you. And as parents, we couldn't be happier to see you become Seth's wife. Your smile and laughter, your smart sense of humor, and your willingness to learn about Chile and our culture has captivated our family. Your kind heart and warmth has made it really easy for all of us to love you. You've been with us through many moments, some great and some difficult ones, and your presence and support has not only been good for Seth, but for all of us. Your love and closeness to Cami and Tom mean the world to us, and we feel blessed that you're part of our family. The bond that you've created over the years with each of us has given us not just a daughter-in-law, but a sister and a true friend.
Kurt, as we watched you become Seth's wife, we felt immensely proud. We will never forget Seth's face when he saw you walking towards him today. We know him so well, and we could see in his eyes his unconditional love for you. Seth shows you to be his companion for life and a big part of our family. And we hand him over to you with confidence, happiness, and peace. Our hearts are at ease because we see how happy you make Seth and how perfect you are for each other. Court, welcome to our family. Family, tribe, clan, group, network, call it what you will. It's us, all of us. We, the Maturana family, we are mothers, fathers, grandparents, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, cousins, old and young, Generations of us living through shared DNA and history. Court, look around. Those faces smiling back at you are now your people too. And you thought you were just Mary said, didn't you? No, we are the bonus prize.
Now we look forward to supporting you both and watch you grow as a family. You will likely fall and rise and go through good and tough times. That's a fact of life. But we're sure that both as individuals and as a couple have all you need to face the many challenges to come and be truly happy together. Be assured that as you walk through life, we will be closely accompanying you and will always be there for you for anything you may need. Jody, Wayne, dear Morgan, thank you so much for being so good to Seb. You've been a constant source of love and support for him, and for that, we will be eternally grateful. We look forward to sharing many moments with you as part of this big new family we became today.
Dear Court, we are very honored to welcome you and your family to our family. We love you both with all of our hearts and wish you all the happiness in the world. May you always love and respect each other and live a long, happy life together. God bless you. And now, please raise your glasses and join us in toasting to Seb and Court. To Seb and
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Hernan. And now, to welcome Seb to their family, I'd like you to welcome up Wayne and Jody Sievers.
hello everyone.
Buenas noches.
I'm Wayne.
And I'm Jody. And we're so happy that you joined us today to give your love and support to our newly married couple, Courtney and Sebastian.
We are going to start off by welcoming Sebastian to our world. A little crazy family, so here it goes.
Let us tell you a story about a man named Seb. Smart law student who just got wed to a gal named Courtney who is young and beautiful.
She's our daughter and we love her and we
He was shy but debonair. He was kind, he was cute, and he had no facial hair. It was in grade 12 that he asked you for a date.
From then on it's been a 9-year wait.
So the next thing you know, Seb's flying here and there. As kinfolk said,
You're taking her where?
Victoria's the the place we want to be.
So they loaded up the van and headed to BC. Oceanside.
That likes playing games and he hates to lose. From Roland's masterpiece, Kaiser Patrick 52s. It's sports watching, big talking, helping barbecues.
And Seb's always welcome for a brew or two.
You come with our family to many affairs. Your dancing shoes have got many wears. We hope you continue to follow your dreams.
Don't forget about assembly within your means.
Well, there you go, Seb. You just joined our family. It's now you're a hillbilly.
Land of homemade noodles and sausage.
All joking aside, we are happy to have you join our family, Sebastian. Bienvenido. We are so proud of our beautiful girls, Courtney and Morgan. We are truly blessed. Courtney, you have always been very well organized.
Yeah, you can tell from the wedding.
And you hate being late.
We're only allowed 5 minutes for this.
And sometimes stubborn.
I'm not sure where she gets that from.
You have shown us a lot of kindness, respect, trust, dedication, and determination. Your love for us, your family, Seb's family, friends, and Sebastian have shown us that we're on the right track. Our little mouse loved the Jolly Jumper,
Blanky,
Shirley,
Reva,
dancing,
singing,
musical theater,
piano,
Wyakwan,
Jacqueline.
and especially Morgan. There are too many moments to share, but we will always have those amazing memories together as a family. Wayne and I noticed how committed Courtney and Sebastian were to each other when they traveled back and forth from Edmonton to Calgary while doing their undergraduate degrees.
From there, they started their dreams of traveling and seeing the world together. They have seen 15 countries together so far and many places in between.
When Courtney moved back to Calgary and started her master's degree, Seb was encouraging her to follow her dreams and supported her with love, understanding, and was a strong person to lean on.
And now with Sebastian studying law in Victoria, Courtney has provided the support in return.
You two have faced the world together and overcome so many things. You have grown through sheer determination and wisdom. Hold on to each other as you begin this new journey together. Remember the little things, forgive and forget, trust each other, compromise, and be present for one another.
Life will be filled with lots of surprises, ups and downs, twists and turns. Never let go of one another. Look first to each other for support and guidance. We look forward to many happy moments and the two of you building a strong family of your own. Grow old together.
Thank you, Hernando Monet, for raising an amazing man. Thank you for your friendship and support and making Courtney feel so welcome. Courtney and Sebastian, may these moments you have shared today remind you of your bond as one and your new journey and commitment through all that life has to offer.
And we also would like to thank you all for coming.
Gracias.
And please join us in a toast for our new son of love, Sebastian.
Thank you, Wayne and Jody. The look on your daughters' faces when you began singing in front of everyone was just horror. Thought it worked out pretty well. For now, we have two more people who would like to come up here and say something. And first of those two is Sebastian's cousin, Josefina.
Okay. Hi everyone. I first want to start by saying that Seb and I were born with 2 weeks apart. He was twice my size too. As cousins living in the same city, we were practically raised as siblings. We spent almost all afternoons after school in each other's houses, playing and doing all sorts of mischief. Art classes with Caro, making experiments with questionable ingredients, climbing the hill in the backyard, throwing sticks, closing door in our faces, or freeing tropical birds into the cold, chilling wild. We spent every weekend we could in Palmaue, our house in the south of Chile, surrounded by the most beautiful forest in the world and by our amazing grandparents who encouraged each one of us to adopt a tree, take care of it, and put a sign with our name in it so it was ours forever. This is why when we got the news that Matus for us, were moving to Mexico, our world fell apart. With my sister, Magarena, and my brothers, Joaquin and Jorge Andres, we made all sorts of plans so this wouldn't happen. But obviously they didn't succeed. We didn't know then what would happen with our partners in crime. That they would grow close to San Juan. Living in Panama, they were nearer than we were. That they would move to Canada after a couple of years and settle here. Little did we know about this country's warm heart, tolerant and welcoming spirit, which would drive us to feel like it was our second home, especially after coming here in shifts to live with Matus for a couple of months or even years. We didn't know then that Seb would meet Courtney, this amazing, smart, and sweet girl who would steal his heart. Kurt, after all these years, I haven't been a kinder person than Seb. His sweetness hasn't faded with age, which is a virtue that usually does not survive adolescence. You are very lucky to have him by your side, as Seb is very lucky to have you. I know you guys will continue to be a team, as you have been since day one. You have my best wishes for the beginning in your lives, and I think I speak for all your class cousins when I say that we love you both so much. Lo queremos mucho.
Thank you, Jose. We have one more person who's going to come up and say something. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Benjamin McKay.
I would be afraid if I was
Thank you, Mitch, for that lovely introduction. Just want to say how fantastic everyone looks tonight. So happy to be here. It's so good to see two beautiful families come together for such an amazing day. So just want to thank Courtney and Seb for hosting us, and love you guys. Well, it turns out, in researching wedding speeches, there's two pretty common pieces of advice. Keep your speech short, and give some relationship advice. As I'm unqualified to give relationship advice, as my current roommate is standing behind me, I'll just keep to the first one. Pre-warning too, I've practiced this speech about 100 times and only cried in 50 of them, so this is only going to go in one of two ways. Seb, you were one of my oldest and best friends. I've known you since we were in grade 6, where we procrastinated homework with spitballs and shenanigans. When we went through junior high, we learned about politics, backyard wrestling, and how to turn pretty much anything into the garage into hours of entertainment. During this time in junior high, Seb also had quite a few girlfriends. Although by the time we got to high school, things were quite different. Seb had fewer girlfriends. Courtney, I think the first time I had met you, I was actually hitting on you. Yes, if I remember correctly, I was talking to you before Sebastian at that costume party. Well, I think he came out of that party in not too bad a shape, although Seb is no engineer. Courtney and Seb, it's been truly amazing to watch your love grow throughout high school, university, and now into your adult life. Your commitment and love for one another is truly enduring. You have made your relationship work between the distance between you, and I have no doubt on your continued success. But what I also think is equally as impressive is how you've grown up to become such amazing people. Seb, your drive, discipline, and compassion for others makes you a true role model on who a man should become. Courtney, you have a kindness and generosity that is truly warming. Your thoughtfulness for others, along with nature, is inspiring. You are a beautiful person inside and out. I am proud to call you both my friends, and I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for you too. To finish, I'd like to read a Spanish quote on love. Dicen que cuando nos enamoramos de una persona a primera vista es porque esa persona fue nuestro amor en nuestra vida. Translated, they say that when we fall in love with a person at first sight is because that person was in love in another life. To two best friends, Sebastian and Courtney.
Kilometers traveled, it means everything for us that you're here. When we first started planning this a year ago, we had no idea how it could possibly come together. We've got people here from Chile, from England, from Saskatchewan, Toronto, Edmonton, BC, and Calgary. So the fact that you're all here with us is really amazing. We feel really, really special, and we can't thank you enough. Each and every one of you has had an impact on our story together, and we're honored to have you with us as we take the next step of our adventure. So thanks from the bottom of our hearts.
We also want to thank all of our great vendors who have helped bring our dream wedding to life. Thank you to our officiant, Bruce Halliday, our florist, Hendon Chicks, Cake by Darcy, and of course, Cornerstone Theater for the beautiful ceremony and reception spaces, the delicious food, and the great DJ. More specifically, we want to thank our coordinator, Kathy. I honestly don't know what we would have done without you. I'm not sure if I sent you a record number of emails, but we're so grateful for your assistance and patience with this whole planning process.
I want to give a really special thank you to our bridal party. You've all been wonderful, and you've been patiently listening to us for a year, rambling on about wedding planning. Lesson learned, if you give people enough wine and chips, if you're Tanner and Anna, you can listen to people talk about center tables for as long as you want.
Girls, this past year has been crazy, and I'm not sure if brazen is the right word, but girls still love me, right? In all seriousness, I can't thank you enough, not just for today, which was a considerable effort in itself, but throughout our years of friendship. You all are so beautiful, and I feel so blessed to have you stand beside me today.
And fellas, there was some stuff going on in the balcony this morning. I was called Groomzilla. Thanks for putting up with me as well. It's been a long year, and you guys have been, you've all been around since Courtney and I first got started, and we've always been perfect gentlemen, well, except for you, but that's expected. So I thank you for bringing her into the group. It's sad that we can't live out the dream of moving out to a commune altogether, but that's for another day. As much fun as we've had this year, I think it's probably best that we put an end to the wedding festivities. I think Mitch has drank his body weight in bourbon. Ben has been walking around with heat stroke since the Miami trip. Tyler's just about taking all my money gambling. And Tomas, well, I think he just did it forever, man.
Last but definitely not least, we'd like to thank our amazing parents. Mom, Dad, Hernan, and Monet, we really couldn't have done this without you. Your willingness to help every step of the way made it possible to plan this wedding from a distance. Thanks for the countless trips to Michael's for supplies, for picking up 1 million different Amazon orders at the post office, for lending us your vehicles and homes when we came into Calgary with a small hurricane, for all our wedding planning weekends, and for lending us an ear when Sebastian and I were driving each other crazy.
Most of all, we thank you for being our trusty advisors and confidants over the last 10 years. We count ourselves lucky to have grown up in two of the most tight-knit and loving families around. You've taught us what it means to work as a team, to grow independently and together, and always to treat each other with love and respect. We look up to each of you, and we hope that we can live up to the example that you've set for us. So thank you. So with that, I think we're ready to wrap up the speeches, and Mitch will take it away from here. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be here for you, baby. I'll be a man of my word. Speak the language in a voice that you have never heard.